Alright, welcome back, and we're still going on through the linear layouts. And in this tutorial we're gonna just do everything called as we alluded earlier, and I have exited the full screen view or presentation view because I want to make my things so quite easy for me to hover around my items. So we're just gonna have to enlarge the screen or watch at a very high screen to see this, or maybe you can just download an HD view of this tutorial. So we go on to our code. As you can see, we only have text here, and as we have text here, let's just say 40 and it's just positioned at a random manner that the program chose for us. As you can see down here, I failed to tell you that you need to remove this. These were an effect of the constant layout we had earlier, so we may not need this. We actually do not need this. All this, you're going to remove it, and we're left with this simple thing. So we have the linear layout, height and width, and the text that is going to be output here, so it's Android text, and the text size. And we also have the ID. This ID, that is what we're going to be used to infer around elements when we're actually coding in our main activity, and recognize these elements and manipulate them further. So there's this thing, we mentioned that here we're using the orientation of horizontal in our linear layout. There's this one thing that you may need to note. We can also nest these linear layouts within, so we're just gonna do some simple typing. In fact, let's just cut this and we'll place it in the linear. So I'm gonna say linear layout, or opening bracket, linear layout, click enter, and when you click enter here, what we need to do right now is provide the width and height. So our height right now, for the sake of this one, we're gonna make our height rep content. No, our width is gonna, that's also width. So our height is gonna be the one to rep content, and then our width is gonna match parent. Well, this means that it's gonna get all the length that is dependent upon the linear layout in the outer block, our main base layout. So if our main base layout stretches through to 250 dp, that means this inner layout, the width will stretch also up to 250 dp, unless of course we mention other dps we may want to see. And we are gonna specify that the orientation of this one is gonna be vertical. This time I want to make a vertical, align things in a vertical manner. And what we need to do is, close this one, and inside our layout, the inner one, we're gonna paste our text view. And what will happen here is that when you place your text view, this text view is now brought about in a linear format, considering the outer linear layout that is encompassing its parent layout. So we can add even more views here. So we're just gonna copy these, make it quick, or maybe let me show you how you could declare text view again. Text view here, this is the width. You're gonna just put in wrap content and wrap content here, and I'm gonna type in text here and it will infer for you. You're just gonna put some text here, and we're gonna be naming Teresa here. So this is gonna be my surname, so I'm just gonna remove the Teresa I put there, and it will be actually there. So we're gonna be putting the text size and the text size. We're dealing with 40 SP right now, just for you to see. Of course, we're just gonna reduce this as we go to be quite normal, and we can close our text view. Just put a slash into to close. So if we go onto the design view just to take a view of what is happening, you can see now that we have Glen and Teresa, and they are vertically aligned, one after the other and to the left, and that is a good start, of course. But now what we need to do, probably we need to be adding an image view. So we're just gonna add it at the top here. So we're just gonna say an image view. So an image view and the text view, these are what we call the views I mentioned earlier on, that are actually inserted within a view group, a view group which is the best class of all layouts, and these are the layouts we are dealing with, the linear layout at the moment. So our image, we're gonna specify how our image is gonna be here. If you specify here as a mesh parent, sorry about that. If we specify mesh parent, and here we specify mesh parent on the height, it's going to actually cloak the entire screen and just put the image as the entire screen. So let's just see that in action. So you're going to say Android and SRC for us to actually check for an image, search for an image, in fact, that we need. So if we just hover here and click where it says project here, as you can see, our drawable here, we only have two here. That is just our very own IC launcher, foreground and background. These are images built in by Android already. But because we can make our own images appear, and so for now we're not going to be adding an image. Should we add? Of course, let us just show you two practice. In fact, you click on new. All right, so I didn't show you that. You click there, new, on the drawable, and then you go and say vector asset. And when it said vector asset, these are inbuilt assets by Android. These are SVG in format, and you can choose, depending on what you need to inform users about. So mine are still loading. Please be patient with me. So these are generally like icons you can use. So these icons, you can use them within an image view. So we're just gonna place an image view, and the next slide I'm gonna show you how you can insert other cool stuff like an actual image. So for now we're just gonna put an account box, yeah, of course, but of course there are many others to choose from here. Many icons you can use. If you are not certified, you can check on Google and search more icons. So for now we're just gonna add this account box and click OK, and as you can see it says I see baseline. Of course you can change this. For me, I just want the short things, so just I see account, and after that you can change the color, of course, and we want maybe blue. Blue there, right? Let's take blue. We'll choose blue, and the icon is turned blue, and click next, and finally finish. And as you can see, it's going to be inserted in the drawable. So finish here. So where we said Android SRC, that is just like a source, and also it's going to be that IC account. So we're just going to IC account and see it's coming out, and then when we place that at the side here, you can see it's coming out there nicely. And we're gonna close this for now, and we needed to add something that I've been reluctant on. That is the ID of the image. Of course, you say ID there, and you should choose this way, say add plus ID to reference your own very ID. You can put any name of the ID. So I'm just gonna type mine TV image, just for a continuous sequence. And then this one we hadn't said again, just gonna type ID, press enter, and press enter again. We're just gonna type this TV Sun, and that's just it. And as we go on to our design, you can see it's very smooth. And oh my god, what can we do about that? And that's what we look at in the next lecture, and I'll see you again in the next lecture.